Listen up, people. Day after day, being violated by the town of Stratford, New Hampshire. I'm going to let you know right now what the fuck time it is with these lawsuits, and I'll point out the fact how they violated my rights, how they probably violated yours, and why I'm suing the town of Stratford. And I have every fucking right to do it, as well as Floribel Kavanaugh, 654 Bog Road. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out when somebody's done you wrong, but it takes a set of balls or a vagina for somebody to stand up and prove the wrongs and make them right. And seems how you all are seemingly ballless motherfuckers in Kewaskum County. It takes this bitch with a vagina to stand up for everybody and still get shit on, walked on, lied about, and laughed at. But you know what? There's not one of you that's gone through, lived through, have been where, have gone where, or going through anything that I've been through, gone through, or that I'm going through. And it's all because of you fucking pill-popping junkies that kiss ass to the fucking police. You tell them information that they want just so they stay off your ass so you can go make a little bit of money. Well, guess what ends up to you in the long run? You end up in jail, and then you end up on the fucking streets and laughing at me. I've never done drugs. Not willingly, anyways. I've been drugged. I was drugged at 654 Bog Road. That's right. On September 27th, 2025. All reported to all levels. And I put it out here on social media, too. Not only did that incident happen, but the night before that, my cat was missing, and he came out of the crawl space from underneath 654 Bog Road. That means somebody had taken my cat and locked him in a cold, dark, underground crawl space underneath the house that's on just a small foundation crawl space, okay? So that's all been laughed about and talked about, discussed, and admitted, as well as about my vehicle, my Lincoln Navigator, that got vandalized right there at 654 Bog Road, and it's still right there at 654 Bog Road, and it's going to stay there until somebody does something to assist the people that have been violated. So we've been to the town of Stratford, and they know that they've done some really shady shit, including trespassing on property, and they also know, per the owner of the property and by her own fucking mouth, that I reside there. And if I didn't reside there, I wouldn't have been able to get mail there, and I wouldn't have been able to get a P.O. box, which she walked right into the post office and told Beth that I reside there. I have a rental receipt where I pay weekly rent with no expiration, signed by Floribel. So all of this known by the town of Stratford when they burned the property out, knowing that I was there with Sammy. And they tried to take his trailer illegally by saying that they own it because of failed taxes. It's on tires. We've already been through this. They cannot do anything but give a registration to a title. They cannot deed that mobile home, okay? But Charlie Gillette went up and posted a no trespassing sign after he trespassed at 654 Bog Road, which I should rightfully be able to press trespassing charges on Charlie Gillette from the town of Stratford, as well as his wife, Suzanne, for being a financial disaster to the town of Stratford. Now, mind you, he's a selectman, and she does the town finances, I believe. With that being said, they're working together to scheme and scam. Now, knowing that, they know, because I pointed it out in writing, and I also sent them, with Sammy's permission, to write what he wanted said to the town and send it from his email. They received it, and now they want to push him into a shelter, which is a violation of rights, people. Everybody has the right to not be invaded by their privacy. Everybody has the right to their own shelter and domain. Everybody has the right to their own life. And so with that being said, the shelter, shared shelter, is a violation of your rights if you don't go along with it, if you don't agree to it, okay? So the town telling them, oh, well, we'll put you in a bed in the shelter. No, that's a violation of rights. You can't do that to somebody that, A, is not homosexual. You can't place them with a bunch of homosexuals, especially ones that run a shelter, knowing it's going to be a conflict of interest. It's going to heighten anxiety, which has already got a medical condition and a heart condition. and it's going to be a disaster, right? So they're trying to set him up for failure because they really don't want to help him. And I'm telling you right now, this all leads back to my husband, William Eugene Asher. Him and his queer partner bought the property across from 654. Now they don't even have an address on it. They used Sammy to clean up that property and never paid him. And now they're going absolutely fucking silent about who owns that little blue trailer across from 654 Bog Road. Now back to December 5th, when there was an assault that took place. Bail conditions, no contact with Kimberly. So when those perpetrators, those abusers got out of jail from Grafton County, I don't remember the date, I think it was December 15th, they came right up to the house and they were dropped right off at the house. No contact with Kimberly. That's where I live. I live at 654 Bog Road during this period of time. And so Grafton County, as well as the state police in New Hampshire, the town of Stratford, the county sheriff's department, they are all in violation of my rights, as well as Sammy's, because they allowed the abusers back to the house with no contact orders. So therefore, they're all being lawsuited, and Sammy's attorney even said, you should sue them. Well, guess what? He already has started the lawsuits through me. So what else now? You gonna tell me a public defender is wrong when she says you should sue them because what they did was wrong? Okay, well, that would be Hannah Kinney, right? Allegedly, she said this morning that they should have been sued. They should be sued because the violation of rights. Now, you see, Sammy was released to 654 Bog Road after being illegally detained. So, noting that that was a complete setup because they let him out on the 18th, finally, and Floribel said he could go back home where he was born and raised. But he was tortured and harassed and had to go get a restraining order against the same abusers that got arrested December 5th. So again, the county and the state, as well as the town of Stratford, are responsible for what's happened, put me and him out of a home. So now he goes up there and they want him to sign a shelter expense form to put him into a shelter, setting him up for failure so that he will not qualify for further assistance. They know they've done wrong. I've pointed it out they've done wrong, and now we're going to sue and keep on going along. So thank you for listening, because that's the explanation as to what happened in Bog Road, 640 Bog Road, when they arsoned his trailer, took him to jail before they arsoned it, and seemingly the same day that they took him to jail is the same day that they did an illegal closure by tax deed on his mobile home. And then, coincidentally, the morning that he was supposed to go to court, his fire, the arson of the mobile home. And they want to blame a guy named, what? Jake Marsh. I don't think Jake is guilty. I think the perpetrators that have been trying to steal his property and get him locked up so that they could do it, I believe that they're the guilty ones, and that's why the perpetrators, the abusers, were allowed out of jail with no contact order and put right back to the property, delivered deliberately to the property to harass, torment, and then fucking call the cops on me and say that I was trespassing. That's not even that bitch's fucking house. It belongs to Floribel, and everybody knows it. So why is it that the abuser, the one that's dealing pills and the cops know about, the one that's talking about how she has sex with the cops and that she's going to be marrying a cop and da-da-da-da-da, and claiming that he's also an attorney and that he's doing cases in Concord and that he's a police chief in New Durham. That's a great concern because it all leads back to when she had a relationship with my husband, William Eugene Asher, the same person that married Brenda Lovell in Lancaster, New Hampshire under a false name. Thank you for listening.